Hello, and welcome to this reading. You could be watching this on my YouTube channel, which is called Enchanted Trailer Tarot, or you could be watching this on my Facebook group called Astrology and Tarot Readings. This reading right here is for Virgo. As you see already before me, there are cards already pulled. I'm reading from my archetype deck, Dream Decoder card, the Soul's Journey Lessons card, Starlight card, and Messages from Heaven, as well as I'm incorporating Cosmic Parenting into this. Cosmic Parenting is a deck that kind of like a birth chart deck for kids, parents, and families. So let's get started. Okay. So this is what the cards look like from the Cosmic Parenting deck. If you know your birth chart, these last three cards will give you more of an in-depth detail. Or if you know your kids' birth charts or your spouse's birth chart. So Virgo and Mercury, Mars, and Venus. So let's start with the Virgo Sun. Virgo Sun. And it is, I am organized, efficient, I am disciplined and precise. I am sometimes picky, petty, or stuck in details and unable to see the big picture. Do give me things to do that help, let me rephrase that. Do give me things to do that make me feel useful and helpful. Do be compassionate when I get stressed out by imperfection. Do help me laugh at myself. Don't let me beat myself up or work myself into a state of depletion. Don't be unclear with me when explaining or giving instructions. Don't forget to acknowledge me when I am helpful or responsible. So that is how a lot of Virgo suns feel. Virgo, the moon in Virgo, or Virgo moon. I need you to notice my needs and ask me about them. Remember the details I share with you about myself. Give me time to think things through before I respond. Do appreciate the small things I do for you. Do be willing to dissect ideas and emotions with me. Do encourage me to do joyful things that do not involve the mind. Do not pick me apart or punish me. Do not shame me for needing things to be clear and precise. Do not indulge my petty gossip or smallness in talking about others. Virgo rising. And I do hope you guys hear me because I forgot to put on the setting for being able to block out all the background noises. So if you can't hear me, please let me know. So Virgo rising, my role in our family is the one who keeps us safe by pointing out what's wrong or what might go wrong. Do acknowledge me when I work hard and show how accountable I am. Do support me in exploring self-care, especially noting how feelings show up in my body. Help me find ways to be of service both within and outside of our family. Don't get caught up in a catastrophic or overly critical thinking with me. Do not leave me out of decision making when I want to take part. Do not dismiss my negative self-talk. Instead, help me see the positive. Mercury in Virgo. When we communicate, be exquisitely interested in the details of our conversation. Be intensely curious about where thoughts and ideas lead. Be patient with my explanations. Do talk about the world being a good place. Help me keep positive. Do get down on the ground with me to talk about earthly topics. Do share challenges with me and how you overcome them. Don't be judgmental of myself and others. Don't make fun of me for believing in magical worlds. Don't get lazy with your words. No, I'm listening very carefully. Nope. Mars and Virgo. Support my actions by being interested in all the details I'm playing with. Going on adventures that put my analytical skills to good use. Be clear with instructions. Do encourage me to be like a detective in my games and exercise. Do reward me for saving money and having good organizational systems. Do congratulate me when I invest in healthy actions. Don't give me food or drinks that screw up my digestion. Don't emphasize perfectionism. Make sure there's room for fail and to learn. Don't forget that I really want to do acts of service. Venus in Virgo. I relate specifically and analytically. I relate with perfection as an idea. I relate with thoughtful service as a goal. Do help me into a positive health and fitness routine. Do find outlets for my critical thinking through writing and art. Do give me in exploring different faith traditions. Don't let me forget to nurture and love myself through self-care. Don't forget to teach me how to build my inner resources. Don't allow me to tear others down. Remind me that the whole is always greater than its parts. So your archetype card right now is Slave. Light attributes, surrendering your power and choice to the divine with complete trust. Shadow attributes, giving your willpower to an external authority out of fear of making your own choices. Guard against being fearful of making your own choices. So you have 3 dream decoder cards. This one is unfamiliar, secret, or unused room. This one is transportation. This one is elderly people. So we'll look at the elderly people first. Dreams that feature anyone old sometimes signify lessons the past can teach you, although at the more obvious level, they may relate to worries about our aged loved ones becoming frail or dependent, or about our own prospects as we endure the aging process. If we find an old face troubling, perhaps the dream is trying to tell us that we should be more accepting. After all, with age comes wisdom, considering how the old person in the dream shows their age. If the face isn't visible, perhaps it's reduced to mobility or old-fashioned clothing. Either of these aspects may be a key to the dream's meaning. Are you perhaps worrying that you can no longer keep up with fashion, or is your freedom of movement limited by factors beyond your control? If you or someone else ages suddenly in a dream, this could reflect a deep-seated wish to hold time. Unfamiliar secret or unused room. A house or a home in a dream is a symbol of yourself. As with you, there is an outside and an inside. The rooms in the dream symbolize aspects of who you are on the inside. Therefore, rooms that are unknown, locked, or secret indicate possible areas of personal transformation. Possible areas of personal transformation that are not yet being expressed. Either you aren't aware of them, or for some reason you aren't capitalizing on them. The key to interpretation is what was in the room, as this may give you an indication about an aspect of yourself that is underdeveloped or undiscovered. If the room is empty or deserted, this suggests that you aren't taking steps to get to know your strengths and talents. Inspiration is waiting to happen. Bear in mind that a hidden room can also be where your dark side is to be found. You need to face that aspect of yourself and come to terms with it. So, transportation, any mode of travel, is likely to convey a message about the way you're making progress in your life. The most significant question is whether or not you're driving or navigating or just a passenger. The latter scenario suggests you're being passive and might benefit from taking more control. You need to drive your own life forward. The direction and speed of the travel will further interpret clues. Aircraft and dreams suggest new experiences and excitement. Bicycles indicate the need for balance. These may be opposing forces or people that you need to reconcile with. If you're on a bus or a coach, this suggests conformity given the association water carries. Boats or ships point to an exploration of your emotional life. Trains can mean you're too dependent on others, or insufficiently flexible. If you're the driver, perhaps you depend upon you. Cars represent an image you present. Caravans or trailers can suggest unconventional approach. So we'll do with this one is for a specific person. I don't know who that one's for. This one's for a generalization, love. So this is what you're supposed to learn on your soul's journey is love. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. Okay, so I'm not sure who this is for, but indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of life. So whoever that's for, they need to use their intuition and figuring out major, go with their gut when brought up to how do I say this, to if they're unsure about a way to go Trust your gut. So your Starlight card is navigate. Beacons of light in the sky are there to guide you. So trust in your spirit guides, your guardian angels, your healed, vibrant ancestors, the divine, God, Jesus. So your message from your loved one is, I'm not dead. So I was kind of wondering what this meant, meaning I'm not dead. So in other words, your loved one is saying to you that only my physical body is gone. And I know that our bodies are just small parts of who we really are. I'm aware that you miss my voice and my physical presence, but my soul and spirit are very much alive. The times when you felt my energy, I really was next to you, as I am now. We have a unique energy fingerprint, and you recognize mine when I'm with you. Trust that feeling. I'm actually more alive now than I was before. Gone are all the distractions and the stressors that I allowed to rob me of the enjoyment of my life. Now I see how trivial everything was, and that all that ever mattered were the important priorities of love, family, friendship, caring, and helping. But I've also discovered how to turn my regrets into learning and growing. I ask you to do the same. Now I see that I never had anything to fear. There is no death, and nothing can ever be blah blah blah. Let me repeat that. There is no death, and nothing bad can ever happen to anyone in spiritual truth. Of course, it's important to be smart and careful and always follow your guidance. Please don't forsake joy because of fear, because there's truly nothing to fear. Which, in turn, goes back to here. Being afraid to make your own choice. So maybe you're called to not be afraid of making your own decisions. Well, thank you very much, Virgo. This was a wonderful reading, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Until next time, take care.